or welcome back. We are jumping into a reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, North Node. Really, if you have Virgo anywhere in your chart, the messages may in fact resonate. Even if you don't have Virgo in your chart, the messages may resonate, especially if you're watching, if you're cross watching for a Virgo. Be sure to check all of your major placements to get a more accurate reading or picture of what you have going on potentially in your energy, or if you don't find any messages in this one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. But before, actually, I was cleaning up from the last reading and doing just like a little preliminary shuffle. I was actually hearing, what was that? Pardon our mess or pardon our progress. I don't know if you guys remember those signs where they say like pardon our progress or something like that. And I was actually seeing, that kind of sign, and where it's basically like there is a lot of construction going on. And so immediately I'm kind of getting that either this could be for you, like you are, I'm hearing the word deconstructing. There's something that you could be potentially deconstructing as it relates to your life, your work, your relationship. That is going to lead to like some type of progress that you're about to make, like you're about to make some type of enhancements in your life or like some type of upgrades. I'm hearing level up, level up, level up, right? But I was also getting there's a sense of like, there you could be presented with some type of opportunity, and that opportunity may not look like much, right? So this is like, you meet someone, and maybe if you just kind of judge them from, outward appearance, or if you judge them, by the first conversation, maybe they're not really saying much, or, maybe they're fumbling over their words, like someone or something is leveling up, someone or something is, upgrading. And it's kind of like, if you have the patience, I'm hearing the wherewithal to stick it through just a little bit longer, you are definitely going to see those improvements, and you're actually going to benefit. You're not going, like, you're going to be glad that you stuck around for something. Now, for some of you guys, like, let's say this is a company, like you're looking for a job, you go to a company, it doesn't look like they can offer you much, but they're in the middle of like, maybe they're about to get a new CEO, or they're leveling up somehow, they're making some type of improvements, they're about to go through a merger. And so you have to kind of go through like some type of confusion to start off, but things are going to clear up, and it's like things are going to be much better than you had hoped. Or like you meet someone, and date one was kind of it was, I'm getting the sense of like, maybe it wasn't great, but it also wasn't terrible. And you have an opportunity to go out on a date with this person again. I feel like you're going to actually, like, someone could have been nervous, and this time around, if you give this another opportunity, you're going to actually see the real them. Or someone's going to give you another opportunity, and maybe you're going to be kind of like, ooh, I made a fool of myself, or I didn't make a good impression. Go ahead and go. Again, whether this is like a date, like a relationship that you're trying to start, or whether this has to do with work, like, again, something has to do with pardon our pardon our progress, or pardon our mess, or something like that. Like something is about to improve, so just kind of give it an opportunity. Okay, I'm hearing something about don't judge a book by its cover. It's reminding me of those books, for anyone that still likes to read. But some books, they do start off like kind of slow, and it's like right when you're getting ready to like close it up and just be like, oh well, that was a waste of time. You read a little bit further, and it's just all, everything is just like really great from there on out. But you just have to, like, you have to get through like some type of initial slump type energy. So that's what I'm getting there. Yeah, we have mediator here for one of you, some of you, or none of you. I don't know if you're in like some type of long-term committed relationship, and or you're, we'll just say, or you're legal, legally you could be married, and you're thinking about divorce. Now normally, you're gonna know if this is for you or not, but someone recommends a mediator, and you go ahead and you go through with it, or you know, that's the guidance, is for you to like go ahead and go through with, you know, working through a mediator. Someone may feel like something is a lost cause, but I feel like, you know, something, you're going to actually see some drastic improvement by including some type of mediator. This could also be like, you know, going to some type of therapy or counseling or something like that. It's like, well, you know, I'm not going to lose anything by doing this, but a little bit of time. So there's something to do with like, you know, a mediator being recommended, and it's actually going to lead to some type of improvement or progress for yourself, or for this other person, or for this situation. It could be something to do with like, you know, maybe you're having it out, like, you know, back and forth with a coworker. If this has something to do with work, you're just not getting along, or it's like you and your boss, you just don't see eye to eye, and some type of mediator steps in, and it turns out that it was just like some type of misunderstanding. So it was actually worth your time to like stick it through, because everything just kind of, you know, everything goes up from that point on. Yeah, something is causing some type of burden right now, and for one of you, some of you, or none of you, there's going to be like some type of mediator. It could just be like a third party, a neutral third party steps in, or they're offering their services somehow, and it would behoove you to accept that particular service. Yeah. We have Fox. I feel like whoever this mediator is, or whoever this person is, I'm not getting a sneaky energy. I'm just getting like someone has just another way of like either explaining something to you, or to another person involved, or to both of you, or this person just like has some clever ideas that are going to help resolve some type of problem that you might be facing, or burdens that you might be facing at this time. Okay, wow, that was okay. We have Siren, and this is a masculine. So this is a gentleman, this is a man here. So someone, there could be either you're, you know, the masculine, or there's something that's dealing with a masculine. Some type of mediation needs to be had between you and a masculine. Someone could be at a crossroads when it comes to this particular person. This could be for some of you guys, I don't know, but someone could be kind of clingy, and it's like you've had it up to here with some type of like, you know, insecure behavior, or some type of clinginess. And but I'm kind of getting the sense of like, if it's something that you don't like, you may not have actually explained it to the other person, that look, I don't like people like, you know, sticking to me or clinging to me like that. And so it's gonna kind of like, maybe you just like have the assumption that this person should just kind of know, or maybe you give like subtle little hints, but maybe this person doesn't take subtle hints. You have to just kind of let them know. You might have a mediator that steps in to help with that situation. Here we go with a squid or something here, sticking to this anchor, like something you feel like, you know, something you could feel like you're in like a sticky situation also. So I don't know. What else? What else for the sign of Virgo? What does Virgo need to know? Ooh, geez, messages for Virgo. Yeah, we have book, which is 26. This is making me think about some, you know, learning something, a new way of doing something. Someone is going to give you maybe some type of information that's going to help you see something or someone in a new light. Yeah. At the bottom is dog, which is typically like about loyalty, someone being faithful. I feel like someone is an open book, either you or someone that you're dealing with. You know, someone may be clinging to another person because they feel like, you know, there's a fear of like losing someone. It could have something to do with like past trauma, or, you know, past relationships. But I feel like someone is dealing with another person that is a complete open book. So, you know, you have to just kind of trust in that person and trust in that. We have 30, which is Lily. I'm actually getting the sense of like someone may have that name, Lily. Someone could be dealing with someone with the name Lily, Liliana, Lilith. Rich gent. What is this siren? Hold on. I was wondering, what is this siren, this masculine energy? What are they looking at? This is, for some of you guys, this has something to do with like some type of relationship. This card specifically says marriage. So again, at the beginning, when I talked about mediator, someone might be looking back, like maybe they've learned some type of lesson when it comes to their relationship, or someone, I don't know, someone could have been oblivious to what the other person wanted in a relationship, and now like this person is kind of reflecting on their behavior, or they're reflecting on the life that, you know, you guys lived together, and you know, it's kind of like maybe you're telling someone over and over again what you don't like or what you don't want, or like you feel, you know, like that someone is not putting you first or something to that effect, and this person doesn't see it. They don't see it the whole time you're telling them, and they don't see it. And somehow a third party steps in, some type of mediator steps in to give some type of feedback or some type of advice. And now it clicks for this person. And it's not anything like against you. It's nothing necessarily for you to hold against this person. Well, why didn't they see it when, you know, I said it? It could have something to do with, you know, sometimes, you know, we have to work on our ability to communicate. So, you know, there could be something that both parties need to reflect on. Yeah. We have house here at the bottom, so there could be something to do with a home. If this is not like a relationship that is salvageable, there could be, I don't want to say a fight, but a disagreement when it comes to like what to do with a home, and a mediator is going to step in to kind of give a better solution with how to deal with this particular problem. Okay, but let's see what else we get. Actually, hold on, you guys. An instant just ran out, and so I was guided to pick a different one as soon as it went out, which is sweetgrass. I don't know why, but it's making me feel like this is something to do with like culture or ancestry or home, or something to that effect. I'm hearing that song, Sweet Home Alabama. So I don't know if someone is from Alabama or just likes that song, or again, this has something to do with, home, ancestry, a family life, culture, something to do with that. There could, there could have been some type of cultural difference within a relationship. I'm being reminded of, like definitely in the fields that I've worked in, like, education and social work. And one of the big things is about, I'm being reminded of training classes that we've had to take, which had to do with de-escalation, as well as with cultural sensitivity. So this could be a relationship where you can look exactly the same, but you could have been raised differently, right? You were raised in, different ways, so the way that you see things, the way that you view life, the way that you view relationships, the way that you communicate is different. You have different cultures, and that could be a reason why, a mediator is stepping in to assist. Like someone didn't understand because it was just, not how they were raised. It's not how they were brought up. And it's not to excuse, I don't know what's going on. It's not to excuse anything. But, when you look at it from the viewpoint of like everyone doesn't think the same, everyone doesn't behave the same, it takes a little bit more thought and effort and time to, communicate effectively, ensuring that you're communicating effectively with another person. Okay. So yeah, there could have been some type of cultural clash or cultural differences within a relationship, within a work environment, or, something to that effect. Okay, but I feel like, help is on the way. just in the nick of time. We have Fortune's Wheel, which says luck and right timing. This is happening just like a mediator or some type of mediation is happening just in the nick of time before something comes to an end. So before someone, walks away from a job or loses a job, before someone walks away or loses a relationship, this is something that's going to happen just in the nick of time is what I'm getting. Yeah, look at that. I'm serious. Like, we have skywriting. The fates is at the bottom. Let's see what's at the top. We have Dragon's Hoard, protecting the future. And there we go back to, I was guided to that sweetgrass for the incense, which is there could be something to do, with culture or ancestors or, lineage, or, I don't know, but there's something there. Like, it's almost like the fates are stepping in to assist. Maybe that is the mediator or the mediation. I don't know. Do I take this? This is the crossing. It says initiation. Do I take this one? Yes. Okay. I feel like, someone, the crossing initiation, it landed like in the ashes over here of the incense. And it's like someone feels like they have just like been through the ringer with whatever this is. I feel like, whatever the situation is, relationship, work, whatever, like we have the horned cactus at the bottom, which is resourcefulness. You've definitely, someone is with this mediator, like you're about to gain some valuable insight or information. And if this is you or this is the other person, we have at the top, vanishing mirror, which says ego sublimation. Someone is going to, it's kind of like, if you were sitting in your ego because of this situation, like, well, they ought to just know better. Because sometimes we say that and sometimes we think like that, right? Because we don't have a true understanding of the life that other people have lived or the way that other people think, right? I'm being reminded of like when I was in college, one of the things that I did was a study abroad program, and I studied in Spain for a semester. And like in Spain, if anyone's ever been there, no offense if you're from Spain, but I thought, like a lot of us, we thought, from the US, we thought they were pretty rude, because like walking down the road, like it would, like walking down the sidewalk or whatever, they would just like bump into you, right? As if like nothing, as if, and it's like, well, that's really rude. But they weren't actually doing it to be rude. They didn't even see it as being rude. Like they weren't like going around targeting people and bumping into them, and they did it to everyone. They didn't just do it to a certain group of people. They, that was just what they did. So I don't know. And once we, the visitors, right? Once we were there for a certain amount of time and we learned that, we just got over it. Yeah. But at first it's kind of like, oh, well, they're targeting us. They're, whatever. No, that's not what it was. They do it to everyone. Yeah. We have empty well, which says time to replenish. And this is falling under the marriage and the book. I feel like something that you're about to learn, or something that someone is about to learn, is going to help, like when you implement this information, it's going to strengthen a relationship, it's going to strengthen a business, it's going to strengthen some type of bond. Someone is going to start to pour back into something just in a different way, or in, yeah. Yeah. We have lost compass. At the bottom it says getting back to integrity. I feel like someone is, someone is being redirected. Someone is being, I don't know. Yeah, wailing tree, which is reconciliations. I'm telling you, this is like something is going to, just in the nick of time, something is about to turn around. Someone is going to, change the way that they see something, change the way that they're behaving. But again, you know, this is about someone that, like, whatever the actions were, they were not intentional. And I don't feel like it's one-sided either. I feel like, you know, both parties had a role to play in, like, whatever this is. It was just, I feel like this is a misunderstanding. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so for some of you guys, with the straddling worlds that came out, it says wandering between realms. I was actually getting that someone could have been either, like, let's say this has something to do with a relationship. Someone was trying to hold on to, like, a certain friend group. And so it's kind of like, you know, someone is trying to juggle a certain friend group that is not relationship friendly with their relationship, and it was causing some type of, you know, disagreement or something like that. I'm actually getting, even for someone, like, the relationship that they were trying to hold on to, like with this friend group, like they were still doing things to not look like, I'm hearing a simp, but they were trying to do certain things to not look, you know, like they were demonetized or p-whipped or, you know, whatever, in front of this group. But it's almost like for someone, this same group is going to sit down with this person and say, hey, you're about to lose a good partner. You're about to lose a good relationship. If I had this person, this is what I would do. And someone's going to actually see something in a different light. Like, you know, it's like you're assuming, someone is assuming that, you know, their friends would, you know, act the same way that they're acting. I mean, it's something weird like that. But the friend, like, this could be the mediator could be a friend saying, like, look, you're acting like a jerk. Like, I wouldn't treat this person that way, right? Or this is someone, you know, at work, you know, hey, if I had this employee in my department, this is what I would do. Like, someone is going to pull someone to the side so that they can see, you know, something to do with, like, someone's selfish ways. Look at that at the bottom, hollow bone. It's teachability. And someone's going to be open to learning. Someone's going to accept the feedback. Look at that. Lost compass is now at the top, getting back to integrity. It's almost like someone is going to be someone's going to receive some type of wake-up call. Someone was working under the assumption of, like, you know, oh, well, this is just how we do things. When you're, you know, like if someone is married, like, well, when you're a husband does this, a wife does that, you know, and this is like every relationship is different. Oh, well, when you're a boss, you know, you do this and your subordinates do that. But, you know, not every situation is the exact same. Yeah, Herald of Change. I'm telling you, someone is about to change. Someone is about to receive a wake-up call just in the nick of time. And they are definitely going to implement some type of changes with this Horseman, Herald of Change. Yeah, but this is like after someone speaks up to them. They're going to look back at, like, their past behaviors or something. I don't know. Yeah, we have Dust Devils moving out of stagnation. So either you or this person, you know, was just like, you know, oh, well, you know, I'm right, they're wrong type energy. And, you know, this person is going to, you know, like I said, you know, change the way that they're behaving. Yeah. We have mindful at the top with groupthink. You know, someone is about to start looking at or thinking about something in a new light, in a new manner. But also this person was doing things, I'm hearing for the gram. So basically just to say that they were doing things that they thought that other people, you know, maybe they thought that other people would look up to them for, you know, this type of behavior, but, you know, people are not looking up to them. You know, this group of people that the very group of people that they're trying to impress is telling them, like, no, you're being quite ridiculous. This could be a friend group. This could be a family. Like, this could have something to do with their family. Like, you know, someone who is putting their family, you know, their extended family before their immediate family type energy. It could be something like that, you know. Yeah, we have the Chariot, which is momentum. So someone is finally, like, you're about to see some type of forward movement, like within this relationship or within this dynamic. Whereas before you could have felt like, you know, your hands were tied with this devil restriction at the bottom, and, you know, like, things are not, you know, we're not making progress. We're not getting anywhere. Like, this is not going to get any better just in the nick of time. Remember, pardon our progress. Someone is going to actually, like, they're gonna change. Changes are going to be made. Okay. Yeah, we have the High Priestess, which is intuition. I feel like it might start off small, where you're going to start to see just like little small changes in this person that's going to make you either rethink, you know, I'm hearing, is that your final answer? You might rethink your, you know, wanting to, well, yeah, okay, so yeah, we have the Hanged One, which says surrender. It's going to make you rethink walking away from this relationship, this person, this job, you know, whatever this is, okay? Yeah. You're gonna find, you guys are gonna find a way, like if whoever this is, I feel like it just involves another person or something like that, but you guys are gonna find a way to work together, work actually together. Yeah, but I feel like this has definitely been a long journey. This has been a long time coming, but you know, yeah. What else for Virgo? Yeah. We have the Ten of Gems, legacy. This is like the Ten of Pentacles. Like this is just ultimate fulfillment, ultimate happiness. Like, you know, definitely these changes. Yeah, believe it or not, like something is actually going to turn into like a happy ending for someone. Whereas before, you may have felt like you guys were just competing with one another, fighting one another, like not getting along, like you were speaking different languages, because essentially you were speaking different languages, because you know, with that different cultural type energy, you were speaking different languages with this other person. Yeah, I feel like someone is almost going to receive some type of protocol. I don't want to say ritual. It's almost like, remember how they have certain things where in mediation, it's like, you know, if you have a habit of like talking over one another, like, you know, okay, this represents the talking stick or something like that. And the only time, like, you can't talk unless this is in your hand. So that means, like, you know, if I have the habit of talking over the person, you know, anyone, right? If they have this card, then I need to, you know, sit and listen until they hand the card over to me. So it's like someone is going to receive some type of tool or tactic that is going to actually improve a situation, that's going to make something better. Okay, so that you're not always fighting against one another or fighting with one another. Yeah, this is about growth. I'm telling you. This is definitely someone is growing, or all parties, both parties. I don't know how many people are involved, but everyone is like growing, you know, yeah, improving. No. Okay, messages for Virgo. We have balance. We have transformation. Let's get one more, please. And we have reinvention. I'm telling you, like someone or someone's, they're about to have the opportunity to transform a particular situation. This has something to do with like staying grounded, staying balanced. I'm actually getting the card. I'm seeing a card that says emotional stability. So someone is going to receive some type of tools or education on how to remain grounded, or how to remain, like, to balance out their nervous system, regulate their nervous system. So that could be something like, you know, someone is trying to improve themselves and they find something about, you know, like regulating their nervous system, and it's going to work wonders, you know, in a relationship or at work, or, you know, something to that effect. You're about to see a drastic transformation or improvement in this person. This is almost going to be like a completely new person. For some of you guys, that's the guidance. Like if someone has like a lot of anxiety or nervous energy or something like that, someone needs to seek, there's something to do with like checking on like your nervous system, or something to do with that. And this is where you're going to see dramatic improvement in your life, in all aspects of your life. Like if you have this, I'm hearing misunderstood. If you're someone that feels like you're always being misunderstood, you know, you start to, I'm hearing me da ansias, but this is like, you know, you get this just nervous feeling when it comes to certain things, because you know that you're going to be understood, so to speak, or I don't know, someone clams up. I'm feeling kind of like some clammy hands or something like that. I feel like for some of you guys, it's just like there's some type of, you know, I don't want to say quick fix, but there's some type of fix that, like, you know, some type of, I don't know, this is for someone, but someone needs to see like a Reiki healer, or someone is looking into a Reiki healer. I feel like that's going to help regulate your nervous system. You know, that's going to be some type of information that you're about to find out, or some type of tools that they're about to give you for that. But whatever, this is someone is about to regulate their nervous system, and this person is just going to be a new person. Yeah. It says, I am open to receive and I am safe. Someone needs to be open to some feedback, or, you know, open to some changes. Know that you are completely safe within this relationship, or this dynamic, or this situation. Yeah. It says, I am beautiful. I am supported. What else does Virgo need to know? Yeah, I am wild and I'm free. I feel like someone feels like they were just like restricted, potentially like by just being, I'm hearing misfit, but it's like, you know, these are people that are just always misunderstood, and someone is about to be set free from, you know, always feeling like, you know, they're being misunderstood, or someone, you know, some type of misunderstandings. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope, oh yeah, it says I can change my thoughts. So for some of you guys, these were some things that like you were thinking about yourself, or, you know, some type of stress or restrictions that you were placing on yourself, and someone is about to step in and assist you, and like you're just, someone's receiving some type of tools that like it's just gonna change the game, is what I'm hearing. Something is about to change the game. Yeah. Someone's about to realize that they are completely lovable, you know, just the way that they are. But that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that these messages were helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, all of that good, juicy stuff. If you would like to participate in the chat, make sure that you subscribe. You have to be subscribed for at least 3 days to participate in the chat, because we're about building a community here. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, be sure to check out the description box. But I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now. Mwah.